And in the bottom left, in the gold, he is the sun no longer for Kites a Game, but he was when he played this game. He is Solar.
And in the top right, the blue Terran player for the Kwandong Freaks. This is Keen. There's a lot of teams that existed 3 weeks ago that don't exist anymore.
Well, one team is gone, and then one player is left another team. And Classic now has a team.
Oh, I missed that.
He signed to Prep Esports, who promptly dropped Haas and Beal.
Oh, yeah. I did see that. Very briefly. Who is the other person that I saw very recently announced? Oh gosh, I'm not gonna be able to pull it off.
Fiant getting signed to Team Roddy?
That is a fair one to talk about. I was thinking GSL person to keep it on topic, but yeah, Fiant making it out. That is really good. I love I think it's impossible to not like seeing the kids that Roddy picks up for his team because they just bring such cool energy. And I've had a really wonderful opportunity to be like front seat to a lot of their games because they all played for the Alphax Junior Championships. That was fun to watch them grow and play, and getting to see them picked up by Team Roddy and now play in bigger events just really makes my heart warm.
That it does. I mean, Roddy loves the kids, and it makes us all very, very happy to see them succeed. But to my knowledge, you talk about GSL players. I think Classic's the only one that, joined a team recently. I mean, technically, the NV team, Team NV is gone. So Creator is no longer, Bunny is no longer on Team NV. But in terms of recent signings, I think Classic's the only one I can think of.
Yeah, I was probably misremembering. Ooh, is he gonna grab that drone? No, drone just gets out. He's still on the hunt though. Is gonna have to turn it in. Both of those drones do get saved, but whoo, that was a spicy moment there for Keen. A lot of quick micro, and he gets his Reaper out too. So both players come away.
Yeah, I'm kind of tilted. So Solar could have gone down and just put the Queen right where their jump up position was, and that's a free Reaper. But you know what? Solar was managing other things. He certainly is a far better player than you or I, so can't get too mad at the man. But for now, we're gonna have to see where Keen wants to go because the early game in TVZ is, as we can see exactly where he wants to go, left side of the map. Yeah. There we go. Proxy Hellion drops. This did not work. I mean, this worked against Astrea, but he lost the game anyways. Is this gonna work against Solar?
I mean, there's lots more opportunities for it to work, I think. It kind of depends, right? I mean, there's no vision on the top side of Solar's main, so it's not like he's going to have an Overlord encounter this early on. So he's going to have to pull quite fast. But another thing that does work out is Solar's going to have pretty good vision of the top side. There is that little pocket of darkness that Keen is going to have to drop off into, and it's not ideal. It does create a little bit of distance. But, you know, I think it is possible. What is this Overlord scene over at the main for Keen? Absolutely nothing. So no, this should be relatively well. I mean, he did see all of those go up high side. I think Solar might have gotten just enough if he reacts to it.
Overlord's going up north now, and now he's just going to see the drop off, but now drones, they're going to get pulled pretty quickly. One worker falls, make it two, and that looks like it's going to be the extent for the moment. Good pull. Maybe he's going to get a third, but you got to be so careful. With holds like this, if it is a Protoss player doing, line him up. You got to be very careful there. Solar getting a little bit too spicy for his own good, but looks like for now, Hellions are going to not be able to find their way in once again. There we go. Good target fire from the Queens. At the end of the day, 5 drones, which is not enough, not really. So Solar, he's gonna be pretty happy as this game goes on. Maybe there's gonna be a second level of a drop. There's a Liberator, so not a second level of a drop, but it could be, you know, could be worse. He could have got nothing. Well handled there by the former Kites Zerg.
Now, what I like about Solar's position here is he did get the Overlord in through the main, and he did see that there was not much on the rebound. So having an opportunity to drone up, very, very welcome here for the Zerg player. He is going to throw down both of his evolution chambers as a result of this as well. And this should be a stabilizing moment here for Solar. And I definitely agree with you. 5 drones, absolutely not enough damage here for Keen, given all he sacrificed to try and make that happen. And I think this is going to create a bit of a pinch point for him as he is going to set up his production. He's going to get those additional barracks. He needs to be able to find some additional damage here, and he's still hunting for it here with these Hellions that are still out on the map.
Yeah, Keen is that disappointed, dad who's like, after you still can't find a lead after all I've sacrificed, after all I've put you through. And it's like, yeah, sorry about that. Guess I'll just be, wait, is this, just me? Okay.
I was gonna say, it's like, do we need to talk? Are you okay? Like,
no,
we got time.
I'm sitting here talking about StarCraft. Do I sound like I'm okay?
Oh, fair enough.
Although I guess that implies things about you too, and you're great, Rushi. So maybe not.
Oh, well, thank you. Thanks for slipping that one in there. Nah, I got my own stuff too. Okay, Lair is a little bit delayed here. In a previous series, I mentioned that was not a great thing. I think that was a Scarlet game, but in Solar's case, he's deflected a lot of the damage, so this Lair being later, not that big of a deal. He's getting out to his 4th base. He's going to have some more drone production. He's getting he's getting Lings, 16 of them in total. He's got his 1-1 on the way. And given the fact that Keen has not had a lot of massive production here at this point, I mean, he's still working on the reactors for his barracks, that is going to limit the amount of damage that he can push across with. So this amount of Lings, absolutely within the margin of error for Solar to be able to protect. So Creep's going to go out. He's going to start getting some good scouting information. This is all going to start to unfold here for the Zerg player as Keen is still trying to get himself stabilized from that initial push. He does have his 3rd base down, though, so that's a good moment for him.
Yeah, you talk about the creep spread going forward, Rushi. Look at how much map vision Solar has on the map right now. It's kind of disgusting. Yeah, he doesn't really have perfect vision into the core 3 position. Core 3, really. I can't even say core 4 because he's got a link north side. He knows pretty much anything and everything Keen ever wants to do, or that he might be, say, keen to get done on the map right now. And Bailey speed, it's actually not all that far. It's not all that close. It's still about 75% of the way. 1-1 is done though, and there are just too many Lings. Bailings are great, sure, and they're going to struggle to make connections, but it does not really matter because the surrounds are pretty damn good. Solar, he even the kind and judicious man that he is, he says, yeah, your Hellions can run away. I don't really care about them. I will grant them new life, or I will grant them their lives, I guess, because he's not like raising the Hellions from the dead or something. That'd be an interesting mechanic.
Dude, mark that down. Raising Hellions. That's a great metal band name.
Right. Or, what my parents said about me growing up.
There's another line of thought here that I don't have enough time to explain because this is going to unfold here. It looks like there's going to be pressure here on this, what is a 6th base. Yeah, that scan's going to go down. That should be immediately canceled. Yep, that is going to get picked up. But that is going to force these Lings in onto the tank. That's actually a nice little grab here. Even if he doesn't grab all of these bio units, grabbing the tank means that these units can't stick around, but Solar is going to get both anyways. He immediately overwhelms that army in the middle. And what's Keen have to even protect with back at home? He does have 1 tank and a handful of Marines. Okay, he does get some of the reinforcements back, so that would be a bad push forward. But look at all of this, the spread. Once again, the creep's going to come forward. The rocks are all the way down. This is a great position for the Zerg.
As can happen when a Terran player goes for aggression, doesn't really work out. Keen is trapped on his 3 bases right now. We really can't even take it forward. He's going to try, but the moment he does, I mean, I think we're going to see a big attack coming in from Solar. And behind the Solar, he has this 2-2 on the way, sure, but the big thing, his hive is about halfway done. And yeah, sure, I don't believe there's a Hydra Den. No, there really is not. This is just Ling Bane. He's probably going to go into Ultras behind this. And normally you'd say, oh, haha, Ultras into lose. Solar is so damn far ahead that this is actually going to be one of those rare occasions where Ultras are actually fairly good. You can very much go Ultras into win.
Yeah, and I actually don't think that'd be a terrible idea here. Here comes the Baneling Polars. There's just so many Banes! There's only, what, 1 tank? 1 tank cannot take care of that many Banelings. In fact, some of the Banelings actually connect with the tank just to knock it down in size here. But that was a overwhelming army here for Solar, and that is going to be difficult to recover from. And now, like you said, that base in the top side, it is a planetary, so it's going to stand for just a little bit longer, but Solar's got his sights set on attacking that 4th base here very soon. Upgrades are going to have to kind of catch up a little bit, though. We've got Hydra Den on the way, 3-3 underway as well, Adrenal Glands, but Solar's going to be able to keep up the pressure.
That he will. Now here come Lings once again. They're just really not, I mean, Liberators, sure, they siege up, but you kill one Ling at a time. I mean, that really does not do all that much for you. Now Ling's getting on top of the tanks as well. Now, of course, 2-2 for Keen is done. It was not ready for the last fight. It is ready for this one, so at least that minimizes the problem. I mean, it's still a big problem, but at least it makes it a little bit more manageable as Ling's in the natural right now. Solar, of course, you pointed out with the planetary, can't really go and attack onto that fourth base, but even still, it's 65 workers, which actually not as bad as I thought it was at first glance, but now we have queens. The queens to push on the other side. They say, yeah, liberators will give you true freedom, and the true freedom is, of course, death. So the queens, they're doing a great job. The great liberators indeed.
Oh man, I heard the queen noise and I was like, wait, are queens attacking the third? And that's why I started laughing, because I was like, that's not something you see very often, at least not with without a dedicated queen walk, and especially in the last year, that has just not been, well, 6 months maybe, definitely not been a thing. So to see that, very, very warms my Zerg soul. I'm not biased. You're biased. Anyways, I mean, creep in the third base, BeoMulf. This is starting to look a little bit dire here for Keen. It's starting to look like a long form death kill screen.
Yeah, there we go. To quote something that Cyril once told you, when the creeps in the Terran third, they're just dead. Paraphrasing, of course.
I was like, he told me that?
Yeah, no. You had an interview at one point. I think it was King of Battles 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, I did have to think about it. It would have been King of Battles. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was King of Battles 2. You're right.
Hey, Cyril, the creep was in your opponent's third. Why'd you win that game? And I think his response is, well, the creep was in his third. What do you think? At least they come rolling on forward. The tank's going to knock down Liberators. They're going to go somewhere else. And that's a 1-0 lead for Solar. I don't know whether, I mean, certainly it is a strong Terran map, and you hear Raynor and other Zergs complain about it. They're like, yeah, this map is just camp. This is Camp Moondance. The Terran players, they go up, they pitch their tent, they learn how to sail and, you know, do archery and shoot BB guns and hike and do all these things. And they have a really nice summer camp. And then they come out with ghosts and snipe everything down after the long training montage and kill the Zerg. So Zergs don't want that to happen. They do they try to find different ways. Oh, Ling finds somebody on the main base. Good scout here is gonna say, oh, 1-1-1. Okay, double gas. Okay. What Solo does with that though, we're gonna have to see. But yeah, Zergs are just looking for ways to make sure that the Terran does not get there, because I mean it's so easy to get 5 bases on this map for Terran. It makes Zerg very upset.
Yeah, I suppose that makes sense. So in your analogy, is it the ghost, like the campers that have earned all of their merit badges? They've tied all the knots. They've pitched the tent. They've gone out and camped in the wilderness for 3 days with only water and sticks to make fire.
Yeah, no, they sat there through the camp riflery competition and they won it.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's I think there's definitely a line in the sand where that was a thing that happened. I don't know. Is that something that still happens at camp?
Yeah, at least I worked at a camp after my freshman year of college, up in the middle of nowhere, Maine, where the tuition of this thing was disgusting. By the way, it was like $13,000 for 8 weeks for the kids, but it was your traditional summer camp. What you talk about is hold that thought, because we got a Hellbat push coming out here.
I was just gonna say, we got Hellbat.
Yeah, we got to talk about this. He's gonna show up. Good hot pickup Micro there on the Hellbat. That's gonna keep it alive long enough to die anyways, but still it buys a lot of time. Good target fire there from Solar to start as the medevac gets rather low, but it's not dead just yet. And because of this opener, speed is not anywhere close to being done, so one queen will fall, but now the medevac falls down even further. More and more queens are on the way, of course, but this push from Keen is starting to get a little bit of traction. The queens, they're clumping back up once again. There's just nothing really to kill this army. Another queen will pop out, and now we're looking at 5 queens defensively, but one queen getting very low, transfused at the last second. Another queen falls. These transfuses are so damn good, Rushi. Nothing is ever gonna die. What the hell?
One queen finally goes down, but look at the sacrifice there. A medevac, 4 marines, 7 hellbats for a queen and lings. The lings are whatever, but 1 queen, that's it?
Well, technically 3 queens.
Yes. Were those killed before that push?
They were killed by the push.
They were killed at the beginning of the push. But 3 queens even still.
That's
3 queens
enough.
for all of that. That's an incredible defense for Solar.
So I pardon me, Rushi. I'm not hip with the memes, but this is true Brenda ascendancy, correct?
I'm not hip with the memes either, apparently.
No, Brenda. Anyway, the Brendas were doing good.
Oh, we gotta like plan these out, man. We gotta like write some of this stuff down beforehand.
No, then we lose out. We lose out on the like glorious awkwardness of me just slinging mud at a wall and having you react to it.
Oh well, at least you're owning up to it.
Oh, sorry, it's not mud. It's like garbage. No, it's been rotting there. Someone hasn't like I haven't taken the trash out for a couple weeks. It's got flies buzzing around.
Oh yeah, that's you've painted a very vivid image here. There's a spire that went down. Solar wants to do Mutiling Bane.
I mean that makes sense on this map with as much dead airspace as it has. We talked about how 2-on-1s and Terran drops can try to punish this dead airspace, but Mutas, they can do the same. And now we do not see Keen trying to take advantage of this space, but even still, he's going to probably expand his 4th base here, and then that means that there's a lot of bouncing space that a Zerg can take advantage of. Is more Hellions on the right side, but despite the Hellions being remade, this is not mech. No, it's bioplay once again, and Solar, he just plays this game from strength to strength. Although, please, Solar, you're going Muta play, and you're 2 to 3 on gas in your main. Unforgivable.
He's gonna call Astrea and borrow one of his workers.
You still have 1 to spare. I would, we go 6 out of 3.
Yeah, you can have 2 friends call him. To what, you need extra gas workers? I got plenty. It was a buy 1 get 4 special at Walmart.
I mean, I point this out as it's a rather minor thing, but there is a reason you do get. You want every little bit of gas you can get if you are going Muta play. You need that to make sure you can have enough banelings and Evo and upgrades as well as all these mutas. But 7-1s are on the way as Lings on the right side, and they got to deal with that tank. A little bit of miss micro right there, but good target fire on the tank. Couple banelings will fall, but is not enough. That push slapped aside, and now the single Muta shows up.
All of his friends, they're just a little bit too late. I actually really love the use of the queens there. Solar did a really nice job of using the queens to bait out. Oh, great baneling connections onto the Hellbats. Did we lose a significant amount of workers? It doesn't appear so. I'm sure some went down. But using those queens to draw the tank fire, the queens really soak up a lot of the tank DPS and are rather sturdy against tanks. So instead of them firing onto Lings, they soak up damage, they get transfused, they heal back up, they're good to go.
That they are, and I mean, hey, that is what has anchored Zerg. That is really what has anchored Zerg defenses over the last while. Now, I'm almost getting to the point where we see this kind of campy Terran meta because it doesn't feel like Terrans, for the most part, can ever get any damage done with their traditional mid-game pushes, because really these queens are so Zergs have started to realize that you can build 9 queens and nothing is going to break you. That I'm kind of starting to feel like really we need to be in a situation where we're capped at number of queens per hatch, right? Just give Terrans a little bit more, not a lot, but give them just a little bit more pushing power. Because like, look, on a standard 3-hatch setup, that's 6 queens. That's almost what you would traditionally get, just a little less. I don't know, but it does feel like we need to do something to unlock Terran's ability to actually do something in the mid game, so we don't just kind of default to this late game turtle setup.
Well, I mean, Terran's going to do Terran things here. I mean, Thor's coming out. The camp games have begun. They've started to play hide and seek. They've started to do capture the flag, ultimate frisbee. It's happening over here at Camp Terran. This is great. But what's that?
Oh, no, we're all good. Widowmine looked like it was going to kill a couple. Oh, there we go. Oh, it gets a nice trade anyways. Something like 10 units.
Muta's on the top side here. Gonna float on in. That's a decent amount of Marines, though. I think, yeah, that should be just fine. Nice little stem to catch that. Solar's not gonna be able to pull a quick one on Keen, but I think, to your point about the Terran player kind of turtling up, this is going to become a bit of a taxing issue for Solar. His current army is not going to be incredibly great at breaking this. I mean, there's pretty decent tank coverage. The SimCity is rather strong as it sits right now. Additional barracks, yeah, we're gonna have to go into hive tech. That just starts up now for Solar, but I mean, Keen is still willing to bring his army out onto creep to get some additional damage done, but I think we are going to have to see a pretty major transition here for Solar before he's going to be able to capitalize any more damage here.
I mean, if Keen overcommits and loses his army in the middle of the map, maybe that's going to be something. And actually, with this army majority in the middle of the map here, Mutas find a lot of value into the natural. That seems like a decent amount of SCVs going down. In fact, the Mutas, they can just fight these Marines. It is not enough to deal with that one. So Mutas, again, camping a little bit more. They're going to get the depot top hat, the rich depot, I guess, as if that's what we want to call it. But now he's going to force the Mutas back, and Keen runs forward just a little bit more. But Rushi, I got a bit of a question for you. As actually, Lings, yeah, they're not going to... Well, maybe we're going to see the fight kick off here as the creep spread is getting knocked down a significant amount. More and more Widow Mines go down. There we go. Solar looking to punish Keen for existing on the map. Banelings are going to get some great connections. All the Marines are going to go down. And now what do you got? You got a Thor that's going to get picked up and saved. Sure, but we talked about how hard it is for Solar to break Keen. But if Keen wants to break himself by existing on by moving out on the map, well, sure. Be my guest.
Oh my gosh, this was the moment where they had a camp war with the camp that lives across the lake. So then they all got in canoes and went across the lake, but actually the other camp put holes in the canoes. So they sank in the middle of the lake. Like classic camp blunder.
Yeah, Keen went on a bit of a snipe hunt. And no one told him.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Good reference.
Oh, I was going to ask, though, before that happened, whether going for ultras was the true snipe hunt of this game. In that analogy.
I think ultras would not be the greatest choice, but he went for ultras anyways. Okay, I gotta like mark my words here. I gotta be careful.
I mean,
I don't know, man. I mean, anytime there are Thors on the map, like ultras can be kind of a coin flip. Solar does have pretty good creep spread. It doesn't have a lot of the rocks knocked down though. That could actually be problematic here. But maybe he just deals with the army before it ever becomes a problem. Banelings connect with a decent amount of Marines here. He does overwhelm the army, but there is still enough here for Keen to try and push forward. I don't know if this is the kind of push that you want. There's still a decent amount of Banelings, but Keen, I mean, he's really moving forward here, but that army supply is starting to get close to Solar's count. But look at those Mutas. Mutas doing a lot of damage in the pocket base here, forcing a lift off. I think it will be able to hunt down and deal some additional damage, but Solar just keeps coming with more and more units. Every time a Zergling goes down, 3 more replace it.
Yeah, just the slow push, the slow hold, the thing that he who shall not be named showed us is the best way to deal with these parade pushes long times ago. But it used to be the whole like, okay, well, it's one big fight. I'm going to commit everything. And if I hold, I hold. If I don't, well, it's kind of gross. And then we started to see a certain Zerg player committing a little bit, 5 Banes, a couple Lings, and just trading slowly over time and just really doing a great job of taking the wind out of the sails. There's a nice split there from Solar's going to eat a Widow Mine. Oh, okay.
Oh, good patience on both sides. I mean, Solar with the little micro trick and the slowdown. That's going to be, oh, nice pick there. Very, very good control by Solar.
You say good patience on both sides. I think if Keen was retargeting, I didn't really see it, but you take the Muta because in a second that's not going to really work out all that much anymore. As Muta's in the main base, they will go with their +2 attack, causing all the problems when missile turrets go down. But actually, Keen also goes down. Solar, 2-0, advances on second place in Group C.